And welcome back to another episode of Fourth and Neat. I'm Fred Minnick with the great Jared Allen. Jared, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. See, back in my normal seat. I'm not on a horse, so we won't have shaky video. My audio will upload in a timely manner, so editing can, cool their jets.
I got in trouble last week.
God help a guy if he's out having fun and podcasting at the same time. No, I'm doing good. And, it's an exciting day around here. I got my good buddy that I've known for a long time, Alex Karalexis, with us. Because remember what we said when we first started this thing?
Yeah.
We're going to have musicians, I hate the word celebrity because I really don't think anybody's that important, but, we'll have celebrities, athletes, and just random people. And today we fill that fifth one. Is that 5, 4, 5? Random. We have a random dude who used to be an athlete. Yeah, and used to be borderline a celebrity. See, I'm like, we're just mixing it all together.
He's got a Wikipedia page.
He was a celebrity because he was on TV and an athlete, and now he's just a random dude who runs my foundation, Jared Allen's Homes for Wounded Warriors, and we are going to announce the U.S. Mullet champions today. We got a lot going on, Fred. A lot to talk about.
Love it. I love it. So, Alex, you are a former UFC fighter, and now you're running Jared's foundation. You ever thrown down? I know he trained with you a little bit, but where would Jared have fit in the world of UFC fighting had he done it?
I mean, I got to be honest. Jared is by far the most talented athlete I've ever been around, and that includes gold medal wrestlers. Like, he is. If he wanted to do it, he could have. I have to admit it. I remember the first time we started working out together, it was, all right, let's see what you can do. And then it was just like, oh, this guy used to mix it up. So it was an honor and a pleasure. But there's always that one question of there's always gym champions. So to get the true answer, maybe one of these days, Jared would just let me wind off and whale him in the face and we can see how he reacts. Cause that's
happened a lot. That's happened a lot too. Yep. I've been punched in the face plenty of times. Therefore, I know I don't like it. And I would rather punch you in the face, but not afraid of it.
Everybody wants to be a fighter until it's time to fight.
He kind of started salivating there, Jared, like it's his dream to actually punch you. And this guy runs your foundation? I mean...
Yeah. That's probably why he wants to punch me, high standards. We expect high standards, and I let this guy in. No, Alex, this is funny. So Alex, he's like, 5'6", and, fought back at 185 and then fought 155. I mean, I used to watch this guy cut from 210, 220 down to 155. It was crazy watching him go through that, and all the different weight classes. But, we used to train when he was, up closer to my weight at the time. Obviously in the boxing ring, length and all that stuff happens. But when we get on the wrestling mat, I was toast. I was absolutely toast. I was done. So my junior high wrestling was no match for his high school wrestling, and obviously training MMA. And, so I definitely lost that battle time and time again. And I always trained with there obviously weren't a whole lot of trainers my size, right? And so I remember, my jiu-jitsu trainer stuff too, like 190 pounds just choking me unconscious. I'm just like, if I keep getting my butt kicked by all these little people, I'm just going to have to go haul off and just haymaker some person randomly, just get my manhood back. You know what I mean? Like, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it's humbling. Alex, I wrestled growing up. Johnny Hendricks was in my kids club, and Johnny's dad was my wrestling coach.
I used to train with Johnny out in Vegas at Mark Landon's Cobra Kai.
And he, to seeing him like kind of come up, he was special. And now I'm really involved in wrestling. We had Zahid Valencia on last week on this show, and Jared confessed to Zahid why he couldn't wrestle. He didn't like the singlet.
Quit. Yeah. They showed me the singlet I was going to have to wear in 7th grade. And I was like, I got two choices. Either rock this and try to beat everybody to prove how big of a man I am. Or if I wear this, there's a good chance I'm going to fight every one of my friends every single day because I'm going to get made fun of for wearing the stupid singlet in 7th grade. You can't put a 7th grader in a singlet back then.
Well, how
Like,
times have changed because Jared, I've seen some of your Halloween costumes.
yes, I know. I love a singlet. I love a singlet. You put me in an AC Slater singlet, game on. Right?
Yeah, like Bayside.
Man, a 7th grade kid. You know what I mean? You got and everybody knows what I'm talking about. I don't need to go into specifics, but a 7th grade kid, you are asking.
Yeah.
You were just asking to be humiliated at
Well,
school.
you know, it's crazy now is like it's like co-ed. And so you'll have like a 7th grade boy having to wrestle a girl. And you can just see him just holding back as best he can, you know.
Well, it's crazy because I mean, women's wrestling is actually taken off, right? I mean, we actually have a stud U.S. women's wrestler. But I remember we had a girl in high school who wanted to wrestle, and she had to wrestle the boys because there was no, and there was a whole bunch of controversy back then. And she wasn't. I mean, there was just no other. There wasn't a female wrestling group, right? And it wasn't, trans athletes or anything like that. It was that's just what there was. And old times have changed because nowadays, well, maybe it's the same wrestling.
Yeah, there are boys who refuse to wrestle girls, and you know that's gonna. I mean, that's come up with our kids, and I was like, no, this is a sport. They've entered, they've earned the right, and you know what? They're gonna beat you if you're hesitant. You need to treat them just like any other wrestler and show them the respect.
I'm just shocked they don't have a girls' division, though. I mean, much as you've seen it on a national level.
So they do, especially on the national level. The issue is like some of these girls are like really, really good. So they just clean through the girls' divisions, and they want competition, so they go to the boys' side. Like on Oscar's side, there was a girl that placed at state. You know, she beat a lot of boys, and it's just. That's
individual sports are cool like that, right? Because you can absolutely, test yourself. And like you said, I mean, heck, if I'm a boy, you're getting the old head and arm, bam, right? I'm not trying to. That's worse than wearing a singlet in 7th grade. You get beat by a girl in the wrestling mat.
And it's also a teaching moment, right? It's a teaching moment of how to respect women in a lot of ways too. Like you can't. There are some things that you can't do when you're wrestling a girl that you can a boy, and like they need to respect that.
Well, I think that's the hard part about it, right? I think that's where you get into, how does that separate out? But wrestling is one of the weird sports that they've managed to do it without real controversy. Like you're seeing on the national scale, and especially in sports like volleyball and swimming and stuff like that, right? But wrestling has been able to manage it. I think because. It's like I said, it's not a transition. I think it's just we don't have enough competition, so we're willing to test ourselves. It's like when Annika Sorenstam came over and tried to play in the men's tournament, right? Hey, it's golf, individual sport. Go out there, have at it, and if you get thumped, you get thumped. But
a lot of it too is weight. Like so,
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, now because I mean, wrestling, you got so many different variables, right? You got weight. Everybody's got to be the same weight. You're kind of There's definitely there's a level of evenness, if you so to speak, from a rule standpoint. Speaking of weight, Alex, I want you to talk about your craziest weight cut.
My craziest weight cut? Well, there's 2 of them that did 46 pounds in 31 days. And that one was absolutely ridiculous. And I'll never forget, I got the phone call from Dana and Lorenzo because we just had like the UFC Christmas party, and they were like, hey, we got a fight for you. You ready to go? And I'm just like, dude, I was just dancing on the table with you guys 3 days ago. Like, what are you talking about? And I thought that they were kidding, and they weren't. So I had 31 days to cut 46 pounds, and I did it. And it was just a horrific experience. But that's your job. When the phone rings, you got to answer it. When I was a carpenter, I always say when somebody called me to put a roof on their house, I didn't not do it because it was cold outside. You just throw on your Carhartt and go to work. And then another time I cut 58 pounds in it was 5 weeks for that one. And that one was pretty bad too. So I think that might have been worse because it was.
I'm seeing a trend. You were like Patty Pimblett before Patty Pimblett.
Yeah, I'm the original. When I see all these kids nowadays, I think one of the worst weight cutting experiences, the short term leading up to the fight was when my good friend, you may have heard of him before, Jared Allen, was begging me to be a cornerman. He wanted to be a cornerman. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'm only a professional. Like, why not have you with no experience in my corner, teaching me what to do during the fight? And, one of the most important things is the weight cut leading up to it. And he had one job, and he forgot my sauna suit. So I had to sit a little extra time in the sauna while he ran to Walmart to grab me my sauna suit. But he did. He gave great advice. What was it? I put him in a body bag.
Make him bleed.
Yeah.
Make him bleed. That was my advice. If you make him bleed first, you win.
Yeah. What are you doing? I remember hearing that a few times, and it was like really motivating. I was like, oh yeah, what am I doing? Good point, Jared.
Fred, here's the deal. If you can't handle honesty, don't be in the sport, bro.
Yeah, it's a world of positivity. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. What are you doing when you're beating a guy up and then you let him put you in a chokehold? What are you doing? Right? Like, go back to beating him up. What are you doing when you're a state level wrestler and you just want to throw bombs and lift people up and carry them to your corner? Like, what are you doing? Let's get to work. Be a professional.
Again, right? I hate to admit it, Fred, but he makes good points. He's usually right. But
what do you think? What do you think Gable Stevenson's going to do in MMA? I watched the fight that he did against the kid from I think from Montana, and it was like it was criminal what he did to that guy. He double-legged him and just beat the crap out of him.
I mean, no doubt you look at Bo Nickel too. Like, they're so talented and so above and beyond everybody else's abilities in the wrestling world. I think it comes down to, we kind of joked about it earlier before we went live, was nobody knows until you get hit in the face. Like, until you are really hurt, it's such a crazy experience when you get wailed and then 18,000 people just go, wow. And you can see people in the front row like, kill them. It's like, what is going, why am I doing this type of mentality? So, I mean, it's a lot different than just getting tossed on your back or getting a takedown on the edge of the mat. So until you're put in a position like that, you never know how people are going to react. And then the other side of that is, are these guys going to go out to prove what a great athlete they are and get away from the girl that brought you? You're going to dance with the girl that brought you. If you're a wrestler, you got to wrestle, so it's, but it tries to show off that, ego gets in the way. I'm more than just a wrestler. I can strike, I can do this. But I think a lot of times guys get away from their foundation, and then that's when they get in trouble, because they are world-class, world champion wrestlers, but they are novices in everything else. And when you put yourself in unlevel ground when you try to do something outside of your scope. So I think if they stick with wrestling and they can take punishment and get hit, because you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit hard, and it's gonna hurt. So,
a lot of wrestlers too are going over onto the grappling side. Like, Michael Pixley was a champ at D2, and he's kind of taken the jiu-jitsu game by storm. Jason Nolf came over into jiu-jitsu's had some success. I think Pat Downey's had some success there too. I just don't know. I think that the world of MMA is transitioning right now from jiu-jitsu and wrestling technique to, there seems to be a lot more people going to the grappling games and moving away from punching, if you will.
But you'll see,
punch hurts.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think, you look at Bo Nichols, right? Like you said, this dude was on a fast track to championship, and then you go out there and like you said, you put yourself in a bad position, you get slept, and guess what? Now everybody's like, not one was afraid of you anymore either, right? So, he's got to go back to taking people down, ground and pounding them, like you said, and just running through people to strike that fear in them again. I'm a fan of Bo Nichols too, so I'm hoping he can come back. I'm hoping he makes a statement, but so many times you see that in championship fights too. People forget, like, guys will be on a 10-fight streak and then change their entire thing up when they get to fight the champ because of some odd reason. Or what drives me nuts is you see a champ that's a champ for, have a year or whatever. He has one loss. He lost one out of the last 10 fights, and then he disappears. You don't see him again. Like, talk about how mentally like that thin line of confidence and how mentally fragile some of these fighters are. 'Cause at least that's what it appears to me. It appears that, you know, when the confidence, when things are riding high, everything's great. But once that confidence gets splintered, a lot of them have a hard time coming back and being that person they were. That's another reason why Max Holloway is my favorite fighter of all time. I mean, that dude loses, arguably, maybe should have lost 1 out of the 3 to Volkanovski. Or they fought 4 times, I can't remember. But I mean, that dude just comes back and wins and just keeps putting it on people who've been doing it at a high level for a long time. But talk about that balance, or how thin that line is between confidence and then just disappearing.
It is, because especially it's you know, there's a big difference between losing in wrestling in 4-3 on a takedown as opposed to just getting knocked out, like once you get slept, or just getting beat up. And it happens in our sport. You know, I mean, you look at the greatest fighters, you look at like the Randy Couture's, the Chuck Liddells, everybody's got losses on their records. And when you come from that wrestling background, and I'm all for wrestling. I'm pulling for every wrestler. I think I want every wrestler to be involved, because I think wrestling is the greatest sport on earth. I think it should be mandatory for every human being to do it. It gives you so many qualities of life growing up, moving forward as an adult, that you can apply to business, and the discipline, the humbleness of, you know, like wearing the singlet in high school and getting made fun of. Well, you better win. You better win, because you don't want to go out there in your singlet, get pinned in front of the gym, and then walk down that hall to the cafeteria. You want to go up there strutting like a peacock. But it's that mental, a lot with these wrestlers. They're so dominant, you know, guys now like the Nofs, the Bo Nichols, the 2-3-time national champions. They're not used to losing or being put in positions that are uncomfortable. You know, they train so hard. So when you're so used to success, and I think it happens in every sport, and the guys are so talented now. Listen, when I was growing up, just started fighting, everybody had their one sport, and you learned as you go. So we were kind of all on equal field of getting beat up and stuff that we weren't used to. Now, when you're a straight wrestler and you're getting into the mixed martial arts game at 23, 24 years old, guys are true mixed martial artists now. These kids at 10 years old are doing boxing on Monday, with jiu-jitsu on Tuesday, wrestling on Thursday, you know, so like the wrestlers now, they used to be ahead of the game because that's the best foundation you can have. You have a lot of catch up to do. And I think that's where they get caught, is they feel like they have to catch up. So they get away from what they're doing. And then that's when they get themselves in trouble. And then you mix in with that, kind of what Jared was saying earlier. You know, you're a 3-time NCAA champ, you know, 2 losses since high school. And all of a sudden a kid 15, 20 pounds lighter than you is turning you into a predator. And you're like, what just happened? It takes a lot to realize, okay, this is normal. I'm going to be okay. And sometimes it's just like, nah, man, I'm going to take my wrestling accomplishments and just, you know, go away. Cause it's not easy, man. It sucks getting beat up.
Did you say kids at 10 years old are, you know, training at that level?
Yeah, I mean, you go to any type of gym, like all over the country now, they have their kids classes, and they do, you know, they have you know, these kids are training so young. They'll do a jiu-jitsu class on Mondays, and then Tuesdays.
Yeah, like jiu-jitsu, wrestling, absolutely. I'm not a fan of like training MMA for kids. Like,
no, not at all.
Actually, them laying hands on. I've seen some videos of like real MMA fights with that. A jiu-jitsu tournament, wrestling tournament, different, but like full on where you're trying to knock a kid out. I don't like
crazy.
That.
Well, I mean, dude, I mean, look at Canelo. Look at the Mexican boxers. I mean, they start young, right? I mean, Canelo turned pro at 15. You know, so how many amateur fights did he have before that?
Yeah,
he probably started when he was 10, huh? Maybe 8.
You know, and depending upon like where you're at, what city you're in. I know for me, it wasn't available, but it would have been a lot easier for me to go get my ass kicked by another 10-year-old than my dad in my living room. You know what I mean? So like I'll take my chances with the 10-year-old instead of, you know, my own kid.
Like, oh, hey, let's get it.
Well, let's get into the hottest topic of this show, and that is the mullet.
Let's
get into the mullet. Let's talk about the World Mullet Championships. So
USA Mullet Champs, you know, they teamed up with my foundation, Jared Allen's Home Wounded Warriors, and we Goodness, how much money has the competition raised for the foundation over the last couple of years?
I think we're getting close to $500,000 over 3 years, I believe.
So what we do is, so everybody doesn't know, our foundation, we build homes for handicap accessible homes for wounded vets all over the country. And when we're done, we give them free and clear. We build them specific to the needs of each individual's, based on their injuries. And so that's what we've been doing since 2009. Alex came on as our director. Goodness, what year did you come on as our director?
13, I believe.
13 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've just been plugging along. And
man, here's some breaking news on the NFL side.
Let's come back to the Mullets.
Okay, we'll come back. Joe Flacco is getting acquired by the Bengals.
Oh,
wow. All right. Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah. Shout out to my buddy Ian Rappaport for breaking this with Tom Pelissero. But
they need it. I'm sorry. Did you watch that Bengals game the other night?
They look awful.
God, terrible. Jake Brown, I mean, he pulled it together at the end, but I mean, was that Jake Brown, or was that because Jamar Chase just decided to beast mode people for a little bit?
Yeah.
Shouldn't the Bengals be focusing on linemen instead of 40-year-olds?
I don't know what the Bengals are doing. I don't think they have an offensive lineman. I think I could go out and get a sack against the Bengals right now, to be honest with you. Rope a dope or something. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is depressing. kudos for those guys hanging in there. And I know Browning's doing the best he can. I think that's a testament then to how good Joe Burrow is. If he's being successful when these other guys can't even seem to get the ball off without getting hit. I don't know what they're doing right there, but if I got a Joe Burrow, I'm putting every ounce of every other penny I have left into my offensive line, right? I'm trying to protect that kid. So that's good for him. But I guess kudos to Dylan Gabriel, right?
Yeah.
No, is that his name? Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah. Gabriel, and then their backup at now Shador Sanders will be number 2.
Yeah, he obviously played well enough that they thought, he showed what he needed to show on Stefanski. I love Stefanski, but the Browns lost to the Vikes. So I'm a big fan of watching Carson Wentz have his comeback story. I think that's what we do with the Vikings. We just resurrect people. Bam! Send them to the promised land. I think Carson's playing well. The Vikes are playing, well. She lost a tough one in Dublin, but yeah, hats off to Dylan Gabriel, because obviously they feel as an organization that they don't need the tutelage of a Flacco anymore. And how about Joe Flacco?
Right.
Just going places, making money, making plays, still doing it. I mean, maybe not at the highest level he was when he won the Super Bowl, but still out there.
He's still good for 2 or 3 wins, man. He's like, he can carry a team for 2 or 3 wins, but after that,
what did he come out of Delaware? Right, Delaware,
1AA guy, yeah, first round pick. Again, hats off to that organization. And the Browns, Browns are just that. I think they're that close. I don't know what the missing sauce in that city is right now, but I'm a big fan of Myles Garrett, so I secretly kind of like watching him play, see if they have success. And it's just that iconic franchise, right? Mm-hmm. And I was a Brown. I was a Gilroy Brown, and we won multiple national championships. So shout out to the Gilroy Browns. I think we only tied like 1 game in 3 years, and we got our butts chewed for. You want to hear about man?
So is your boy better than Micah Parsons? Is that who's
Myles Garrett?
Yeah,
I believe so. Micah's a different type of player though. So I like Myles because Myles is he's a traditional defensive end, right? He's going to play 3 downs, play the run. He doesn't move around that much. He can. Where Micah plays that, he's just a totally different system. I don't think, be honest, Myles probably could play a stand-up. He seems that athletic. I don't know him personally. Micah Parsons is a heck of a player too. Both guys are all over the field making plays. They're just different. They're just different because of the defenses they play in. And Myles, he's just, here I am, come try to block me. And they try to put 2-3 on him. The guy's constantly, wrecking havoc.
That's what I love. I love the old school hand in the dirt, 3 downs, and I'm just lining up against the best tackle every play. I hate guys that go up and down the line of scrimmage picking on the winklet. Like I hate that.
Well, that would be the entire Cincinnati Bengals line. So
right, like,
I want to turn.
Yeah,
people over there fighting. I want to turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one show up at my house tomorrow.
The backup got paid. My goodness.
So, I'm having a hard time watching football right now because like they're
There's some good games though, Fred. What are you talking about? Let's be honest, Fred. You're kind of having a hard time watching anything right now with your
Yeah, that's
eyes.
true. Too much light. Nearly blind.
And for people that don't know us, if we're not making fun of you, we
I know, right?
don't like you. If I'm being kind to you,
I know. I mean,
keep it moving.
Alex,
Yeah,
you're like texting me like, yeah, Alex is such a great guy, and you spend the next like 5 minutes ripping on him. I'm like, oh damn. That's some guy friendship right there. But it's true, like dudes, that is like how we show love, is like by telling you how much you suck, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
just how we are.
We like you because of the things that are you're awesome. You just need you to fix, we just got to constantly remind you that, hey, bro, you still got some work to do.
So when the social construct is formulated and how you survive, that's how it is. And then you realize you retire and you get into the real world and you're like, I
could never have a corporate job. I'd be like my boss walked in like, nice suit, nerd, or something like that. He'd just be like, I
had one once.
The smelliest place on earth is a college wrestling locker room. There, like, it doesn't matter what they do in there. Like the stink in there is just
it's you guys live in ringworm. I don't know what that is about you guys. Wrestlers are kind of nasty though.
Hey, there's a lot of ways to prevent it. You can prevent ringworm. Like there's a product out there called Defense Soap. Big fan.
There's another thing. It's called soap and water. It's a crazy.
Even now, I mean, sometimes you got to do more than just regular soap. Like right after practice, you got to wipe your body off with some wipes. Get yourself.
You got to get in the shower. Most locker rooms have a shower.
Have vitamin C.
Hence again, like I wasn't willing to shower in the locker room in 7th grade, therefore I wasn't wearing the singlet, and I sure as I wasn't going to have like ringworm on my neck. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you,
Alex, should we tell them about
that never saw the mat because of these external circumstances?
Should we tell them about the mat herpes?
Fix the external circumstances, and we're good. Listen, and you have so many more participants.
Where's all this Shyness, Cinderlet, shower, this guy? I've never once seen you poop with the door closed before. Now all of a sudden you're like,
wait, he's an open door pooper.
How else are you going to talk to people, Fred?
Is he on it? Is he on his phone while he's pooping with the door open?
Oh my God!
My youngest kid's like that. I'm like,
how many times, Jared, in like the first, let's say 5 years of us knowing each other, did we have to question like, is this friendship really going to work? Like,
I'm sure. Take it or leave it, son.
So in the Army, like we would have, depending on where we were, they wouldn't have like porta potties. Some places would have porta potties, but there would be like this, they would, fabricate like some kind of a hut, and the seats would be like plywood with holes cut out in them, and you do your business and it would just drop, and you would just, the fear of the splash up.
I can only imagine.
There's more anxiety going into that than like going on patrol.
I already know. And then you're trying to do in the hover. You hope you don't get a splinter. I can just imagine. I actually think like public restroom pooping is like the hilarious thing ever. Like because nobody wants to poop in public, right?
No.
So when someone has to do it, you're like, that person's hurting, right? And it's not that when I've had to do it, it's not that I'm embarrassed. I think it's hilarious because other people feel awkward that you're doing it around them. But there's one place I'm not dumping unless it's like life or death, and that's a porta john, because of that reason right there.
Yep.
That the fear of the splash up on a porta john. Nope.
What about
an right now? I'm going to throw up right now.
What about an airplane?
Hey, listen, it's not my first choice.
Jared can't fit in an airplane toilet.
I've been on an airplane with somebody it was an older fella, and I felt bad for him. And he was in there for a while, and then it smelled like death. We all knew. Wait, but out of respect, we kept it to ourselves.
Jared, could you actually sit down in an airplane toilet? I
can barely stand in an airplane bathroom. What are you talking like that? Let's just put it this way. it would be an emergency. You remember the Delta flight where the person crapped themselves and they had to turn the flight around?
There's been several of those.
That's the only way I'm using that bathroom to go to number 2.
By the way,
you know what I mean? That's the only way. It's like, okay, we're either turning the plane around and everybody's gonna hate me, or
there's been videos of
I'm gonna
that
have to leave the door
surface.
because my legs don't fit. So y'all need to close your eyes.
Should you take a vote? Be like, all right, hey everybody, listen up. We got 2 choices here. I can either destroy this bathroom or we can turn around. I know
This conversation went sideways, Fred.
All you got to do is slip the flight attendant a 20 and say, "Hey, you know how like you guard the, guard it for the pilot? Can you guard this for me?"
Put a curtain up. Hey, speaking of awkward places like that, do you guys remember the earthquake drill? You guys aren't from California, so growing up in California, we had earthquake drills. You guys probably had tornado drills.
Yeah, we had tornado drills.
You guys had in
Oklahoma.
Boston. You guys probably had like, I don't know, Irish mafia drills.
No, we had Cold War drills because I'm 40.
Cold War drills.
We got under the desk
worried about
still like Russian.
So, anyways, but we would have to grab the survival bucket, right? When we did our earthquake drills or fire drills to get out of the house, or out of the school classroom, we'd have to grab the yellow bucket, and in the yellow bucket was supplies. But on the top of the bucket was a toilet seat, because that was also your bucket if you had to go to the bathroom. So, I mean,
what about foreign countries? How do you?
I mean, there's a book called Everybody Poops, Fred. I mean, if you're in a foreign country, you got to go.
But I mean, like, have you noticed like how different their toilet setups are?
But yeah, you know,
there's a trash can for the toilet paper next to it. You're not allowed.
What about when you're? I was in the Middle East, and there's just a hole in the ground. You stand, and then you like. I think you're supposed to use your hand and then go wash your hand. You're supposed to use your left hand. That's why you're not supposed to. And I'm being serious. I think.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comments, but I believe that you lose your left hand. That's why it's very insulting to shake with your left hand over there, because that's what you wipe your butt with.
Mm-hmm.
And then you scrub it off. But yeah, when I walked, I literally landed in.
Which, by the way, that's
Kuwait.
Probably healthier than the American style of pooping. Now.
Yeah, because there's a lot of toxic, stuff in traditional toilet paper. You got to get the all natural, or you just take a shower. Just
what do you mean? You mean shower like right after you drop a load?
Yeah, I had a teammate that would shower after every time we used the restroom.
Forrest Griffin does that.
Oh. I wasn't naming names, but yeah, you go ahead, throw it out there. Sorry, Forrest, that was your guy.
Yep, Forrest takes the shower. Cleanest guy I know. I'll wrestle with him all day long.
Doesn't want a ringworm. I get it.
But you're not showering after him. I can tell you that.
Got athlete's foot now.
Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
All right, let's move on to something even more important than where you use the restroom.
Amy's gonna be like, "Why did you guys just have a whole conversation about pooping?"
Yes, we did. I did. Like I said, this show, I knew it was gonna. We didn't plan this show.
No.
Sometimes
I got crap hand.
Yeah. So my next question is, Alex, brother. So Alex, in this show, we like to, really have people get outside their comfort zone. You know what I mean? We like to not just talk about what you're known for. We did that, okay? We like to talk about, we have a thing called Conspiracy Corner. We have talked about time travel. We have talked about The Simpsons, how they predict all sorts of things. We've briefly touched on the Montauk Project. We have talked about, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. I don't even know. It just comes out. But you brought up a good one. Flat Earthers.
Flat Earthers. Can somebody?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if that's a conspiracy. I just think it's dumb.
But I just want to know. Can somebody please tell me where the end of the earth? Because I would love to go to that scenic view. I'm known driving through Colorado, Montana. I see a nice scenic view. I'm pulling over. I'm looking. I'm taking some pictures. I want to see the end of the earth. Like, where is that scenic viewpoint?
Well, so I don't think they're saying it's linear. So flat earthers are saying that the earth is just not round, that it's a flat disc rather than a sphere. So does the flat disc continue in perpetuity? Does it just go and go and go and go and go?
No. It's got to be an end. If it just goes, how do you get to the other side? How can you fly around the world?
Bryce Mitchell, the UFC fighter, is an expert in this. And
can we phone a friend?
He's come out very much saying that it's flat because of helicopters, and like how like if a helicopter is like stable for the whole time, like the rotation of the earth doesn't move. There's been people who have.
Well, but if you're up in the air, the Earth is actually moving underneath you. Then, but I guess you're in gravity, so you're all moving within the same sphere.
I don't know. That's
we
one
need a
of his
scientist.
And
This isn't a new theory,
people
by
who
the
have
way.
gotten into rockets and like tried to go around. Of course, Lockheed's not making these rockets, so they usually end up dying, in the some kind of projectile of the rocket blast. But
I mean, who didn't see that coming? The self-made rocket not working. You know what I mean? Like, again, that's just Mother Nature's law, survival of the fittest, right there, right? I mean, sometimes you're just like, you didn't see that one failing, huh? No precautions.
Is every satellite?
See, what I did is I strapped this rocket to my back, and I'm going to go around the world. And if I can't get around the world, it's flat. It's flat. You know
and
what
he's
I mean?
dead.
Is every satellite photo of the Earth fake, going back to the 60s? Everything, it's all just.
Guys, this is not a new theory.
Right.
This is from the 19th century. Samuel Robotham. I mean, he's not alive anymore, I don't think. But if you're related to him, I mispronounced his last name, I apologize. But I feel like maybe this guy was just an agitator. Like, hey, there's flat, and then all of a sudden it just caught on, right? They're like, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. But it's from the Zetetic Astronomy in 1849. I don't know. Yeah, dude, he used observation from his Bedford level experiment to argue that the Earth was a flat disk with the North Pole at its center, circulating by an ice wall, Antarctica, encirculated by an ice wall.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get to the other side because there's no end, because there's just an ice wall. This just gets better.
Where there are aliens, allegedly.
Yeah, on the other side of the ice wall is aliens, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And honestly, the Simpsons now have the door, the producers of the Simpsons have a door through the ice wall into the future. Hence, they know everything is happening. I think we're breaking here. I think, Fred, I think we're down to something here.
That's it.
My mind is
all right. I'm just fascinated. So sorry for the pause on this, but okay. The conspiracy mindset on this don't hold their claims against obvious evidence. Modern flat earthers espouse a global conspiracy involving government agencies like NASA. They dismiss satellite images, to answer your question, and space exploration as hoaxes, rejecting both scientific fact and the authority of scientific institutions. The internet, particularly social media platforms like YouTube, have been a key factor in the resurgence and the spread of these ideas. So there you go. Who's lying? Can you really trust anybody? That's the point of a conspiracy. Right. What if Bryce Mitchell is correct, and on the other side of the ice wall is a studio pretending we're in space?
So what's the Antarctica is the ice wall?
Yeah, supposedly. So North Pole is the center. We're a flat disk surrounded by an ice wall, which is Antarctica. Because let's be honest, it's so cold, no one's ever been to the edge of Antarctica. You can't see all of it. So you have to go off some you got to go off satellite images, I guess. So let's bring that back. Okay, since we're talking about it though, he's basically flat earthers are saying we've never been to space. Moon landing, real or fake?
Absolutely real.
Well,
100%.
There has been so many videos that have come out, and people like putting them down. One of the most intriguing ones to me are like there's like no wind on the moon, and yet the flag was waving.
Yeah, there's with the lack of gravity, wouldn't the flag be facing straight up? Like, right?
Yeah. And people are like, why haven't we been back? And there have been alleged photos of the exact same spot of where the moon landing happened. I think it was in New Mexico or somewhere like that. But there has been, if it's the court of law, right? Like if we're going to actually put this before a jury, I don't know where that one falls. I know in my heart, as an American, like, damn right, we landed on the moon, America, meet the Russians. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I feel. That's my heart. It's my feelings. But if you were to have two very good lawyers present their cases before the court of law, I don't know where that goes.
Dude, you know what, Fred? You just keep expanding this show. We need to have conspiracy court, not conspiracy corner, conspiracy court. We need to have a conspiracy topic, and we need to have two attorneys argue it out, and they get 7.5 minutes each.
I like it.
That's I mean, that's where I'm at it. So that way we don't have to sit here and devil's advocate with very little actual, knowledge. But they made a movie about how they faked the moon landing just in case the moon landing didn't go. Here's my argument here. I'm just playing devil's advocate because, like you, I like to believe that I'm not being lied to, right? And that we actually landed on the moon. I don't even know what the significance of it was. Just to say, oh, we landed on the moon. Like, is the flag still up there? Did we bring it back?
It was just to beat the Russians.
But the amount of telescopic power we have now, how come we can't see the flag? Did they bring the flag back? I don't know. I got questions, Alex. I've got questions. And if we did it in the 50s or 60s, whenever it was, why then, like you first said, the technology today is insane. And we haven't even decided to go back. We didn't want to be like, let's do it again. Let's do it cooler. Like, let's disprove all this.
Okay, so here is AI Google. You cannot see the flags on the moon with any telescope on Earth, including the powerful Hubble Space Telescope, because the moon is too far away and the flags are too small to be resolved from that distance. However, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO, which orbits the moon, has captured images of the landing sites and can detect the shadows cast by the flags, indicating they are still there. Okay. But again, the conspiracy theorists would say, well, we can't believe that. So you're back to square one.
I don't think there's any conspiracy theory that I buy into.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like that when I was younger. The older I get, I'm kind of all in on a lot of them. I'm kind of all in on there. I'm like, I mean, think about how much in recent times, how much we've found out, how much misinformation has been going around. You think that's just new? They're like, you know what? The last 10 years, let's just start throwing misinformation out there. No.
What was the
we were
first
a much trustworthy society. We didn't have the technological advantage to call people on the crap, right?
What was the first conspiracy theory you remember as a kid? What was the first conspiracy theory you remember as a kid?
So the first conspiracy theory I remember, I mean, it's got to be aliens, right? I mean, my grandfather was in the military. He had a lot of top secret clearance. And I remember my brother asked him when he was like in, I don't know, elementary school, he interviewed him about it. Said, Grandpa, is there aliens? He had to interview my grandpa. And he said, there's just a lot of things the government have that the main population doesn't know about or need to know about. That's about all he said in there. But let's not forget, all this time later, all these people saying they've seen aliens. You got, Area 51, all these crazy alien sightings. Everybody says all a bunch of wackadoos. And then in COVID, oh, by the way, there's UFOs. We're just going to throw that out there. Let's just pretend, we're back page that one. And everybody's like, yeah, cool. Yeah, UFOs. What? You denied it all these times. So now I got questions. Now I need answers. Okay. So now I'm wondering, is the moon landing real? Why have we not been? We should be able to take round trips there now. I mean, the amount of technology we had, they did it on a blackboard. Like they literally did it on a chalkboard. They did the math on a chalkboard back in the day to get us to land on the moon. And you're telling me with AI and the computers we can't go land on the moon like that?
We just focused on Mars. We've been to the moon.
And now there's water on Mars. But we can see water on Mars, but we can't see the flag on the moon.
Well, have you seen the thing that they tested that they think that aliens nuked Mars?
Yeah. And that we came here from Mars, that we're the actual aliens to Earth.
Yeah, I don't believe all that nonsense now. There's only so far down that rabbit hole so much to go, even playing devil's advocate.
Right.
I think for me, I don't know if this falls into the conspiracy theory category, but Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, yeah, that's conspiracy theory.
Yeah, or Tahoe Tessie, right in my neck of the woods.
Like, I remember as a kid, the Loch Ness Monster.
That is a conspiracy, because they said they proved that it was fake, that it was a guy out there with some sticks or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Robo Nessie. But I think, dude, I'm saying the depths of the ocean are deep. That was deep, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, that was deep.
I don't want to go in
I guarantee there's some crap in the ocean we don't know about. 100%.
My first conspiracy theory that I heard about was actually from a wrestling coach who told me that the government put microchips in flu vaccines.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. He also had really smelly breath and chewed big red gum. So
Yeah, when you're like, that's a conspiracy theory in itself, right?
Yeah,
Like that's an
I just
oxymoron.
anything
You have
that guy
crap breath.
said.
You have crap breath, yet you're
Yeah.
chewing Big Red.
All right, so do we have any updates on our mullets?
No, we're still in the process of trying to get. Okay, we'll as it comes in, we'll get it.
Okay.
Sorry, Alex, we didn't get to talk about, but I mean, back to what we always have a mullet, topic conversations. Give me your best. Who do you think has the best mullet in UFC history? Have there been a lot of mullets in UFC history?
Maybe Big Country.
Ooh, Big Country did have a good mullet.
Miguel Torres had a pretty good mullet.
Oh, was that a mullet or a rat tail? No, he had a mullet for sure.
Yeah, Miguel Torres had a pretty good.
Wow, that was good. And he was a good fighter. And who's the new? There's a Diego something. That dude's pretty salty right now, right? Is it Diego?
Yeah, Diego.
That dude's rocking a sick mullet.
I think he just fought, didn't he?
He fought like 3 guys in like 4 days. I think something like that.
I think Big Country. I think Big Country. Miguel Torres.
Okay.
That's for me, it's between those two because their lifestyle. It's not it's not a.
Yeah, Big Country's definitely rocking that. That's definitely a lifestyle for Big
The
Country.
way you just rub his belly like this is who I am, and Miguel Torres, same thing. Just
How about the dude that's like, he's like, I'm not gonna stop smoking cigarettes, and I'm still just gonna blast you. Remember, it's that kid that just whacked that dude with the spinning back elbow. Remember, there's 2 spinning back elbows in one fight, or on one card.
Yes.
Your boy. Speaking of wrestlers, Aaron
Pico
got the back elbow. We talked about that with Zahid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me talk about Aaron Pico. Like, that dude's got so much promise. There's another case in point, like one of the world's, I mean, dude, he's a child prodigy in boxing and wrestling, and then just gets freaking slept. I mean, and he was winning that fight.
Yeah, he was. And it happens. I don't know what else to say.
Is that one of those things where, again, Dance with the Girl that you're really known for? Like, obviously he's known for his hands. He's got great hands, but I mean, he is a world-class wrestler. Like, he shoots a double in there instead of trying to cut an angle. I mean, he's probably taking that fight down in the ground and pound.
Yeah, but and you got to keep in mind too. Listen, it's the entertainment business as well. Nobody wants to see lay and pray for 3 rounds. You win boring decisions. You're not going to get re-signed, and I understand that because people pay good money. People, so it's tough. Like, is it entertainment or is it the sport itself? Who's better? Which discipline is better? And it's leaning more towards entertainment because people pay good money. These pay-per-views aren't cheap. The tickets aren't cheap. And, so you have to have an entertainment side to it. And sometimes you get away from that, because they'll tell you that's part of your job. It's entertainment. So if you just go out there and, if you're more likely to get re-signed if you go out there and lose a bandola than you are if you just lay and pray.
So that's a fascinating point of discussion. What are the top 5 ways to win a fight and kind of guarantee your success in a league like UFC?
I mean, the knockout is king, always.
But is there a best way? Leg kick, knee, elbow, fists, ground and pound? What would you say?
I mean, for me, I'm a purist. Boxing. I grew up Marvin Hagler, so for me,
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
There's nothing like a clean punch. But probably, a spinning back fist is pretty tight. A head kick is pretty tight, especially because I think probably it's a kick to the head because usually that ends up with like a timber, like the guy gets hit and just. So you get to, you know what I mean?
As he disappears off camera.
Yeah. So that, I think that plays into it. Whereas a knee, guys will just crumble, but like there's nothing like a good head kick and it's just like a tree going off.
I will say ground and pound is probably my least to watch these days. Now, back when Mark Coleman was ground and pounding everybody, you were like, this is sweet. And then Maurice Smith.
Speaking of which, on Sunday, I just watched The Smashing Machine with The Smashing Machine. Which is
nice. Look at that name dropping.
Which was pretty cool because Mark Kerr was. I remember watching that HBO documentary in 2002 and how crazy it was, and people were like, "What?" And I remember sitting in my living room being like, "That's what I want to do. That's what goes on upstairs in in this head. Like that was one of those like, oh my God, where everybody's like a sad story and his trials and tribulations. And I'm like, that's the life I've
You're like, I got plenty of sad stories. Now I just need the glory. I just
yeah.
need the glory.
Yeah, right.
I've been getting my butt whooped by my old man for free for all this time. I need an outlet.
How can I earn the respect of my dad and meet Jared Allen at the same time? You know?
And expand the world on flat earthing. But what's your, if we go back to fighting for a sec,
yeah.
What is your least favorite way to see a fight in? Mine is a leg kick, a kick to the leg. Like I know that those hurt. I know that that's a great way to win, but I think I kind of like, I hate seeing people's legs get like destroyed. I don't know. It's just something about it.
I don't mind. I'm with you in the fact that I don't like seeing people quit from it. You can't quit. You can't quit from a leg kick. You can't do it. You just can't do it.
But they hurt. They are
do.
compromising.
Oh, they do.
They are compromising.
You know, and in the leg, but I mean, listen, Kenny Florian, that was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life when he caught me. But you can't quit. I wanted to call timeout, but I didn't go down. I just back.
Can you imagine they gave timeout? There's a question: should there be timeouts in fighting? Should you get at least one timeout? Every other sport has a timeout.
Yeah.
Fighting, you should get one. Your corner should be able to get one timeout. Like you're getting rocked. All right, T, time it up. Timeout.
Maybe you should get like an extra 30 seconds in between rounds.
I think they should implement one timeout. How frustrating would that be,
right?
If you are just grinding on somebody and they hit you with a timeout? Timeout.
It's like throwing a challenge flag, like the corner gets to decide.
Dana, if you're listening, I think we need to put a timeout clause in one of these fights. I think it'd just be funny to see your fighters be like, nope. That'd be right up there with a double punch. Question for you, Fred. Have you ever gotten so frustrated in a fight that you threw a double punch at somebody?
Like the old Hoyokin.
Yeah, like a sonic boom. Sure.
Yeah.
Hey.
Trying to think, going through my fight career. No, but I've done the poke choke a lot, which is kind of like it's kind of like a double punch. Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm not familiar with the poke choke.
You basically have two fists in the neck like that. It's kind of frowned upon, but it's a really good choke from if someone has you in guard and their elbows, you can get past their elbows and stand up on them.
I feel like a lot of time those tactics are like those last resorts. Like things are not going my way. I need out of here. Double punch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's it.
It usually doesn't end well for the person throwing the double punch.
Well, the worst. Remember when Jose Aldo just went to town on Faber's legs?
Oh, that was. I mean, still that that fight was insane to watch because nobody had done that before.
Yeah,
nobody had used a leg kick with such devastating. I mean, I don't even know what the follow-up word for that. It was just devastating to watch. I mean, he was trying to take his leg off with every kick.
I think Jose Aldo is one of the most he's got to be involved in the GOAT. It's John Jones and then everybody else. And then, but I think Jose Aldo's in that everybody else conversation because
let me ask you this, Fred, from the jiu-jitsu standpoint, because we're obviously more drawn to the fists and the knockouts and the kicks and stuff. Would you rather see an insane choke, right? Or would you rather see an insane knockout?
I would always go with the chokes or the I don't see I am scared to death of like my entire jiu-jitsu game is about hiding my elbows so I don't get Kimura'd. And I am fascinated with people.
Note to self.
Yeah.
If you're ever wrestling with or just rolling with Fred, he is not Kimura'ing you. Go for anything else.
Yeah, like my elbows are like, it's like they're like so wrapped, like people are like trying to like get in there, like really good guys. And I'm like, you can have my neck. I can fight off your choke, but you get me in a Kimura position. And I start like, no, not my shoulder. No, like a little girl. But I am fascinated when people rip Kimuras in a UFC fight. Arm bars, I think I see so many people tapping when they don't really have a good arm. That the guy doesn't have a good arm bar on them, like they're not like they're not their arms not as compromised as they think. So I think there's a lot of like bad arm bars that get taps in MMA. I don't think
Kimura's are just hard to throw.
Yeah.
Kimura's are not easy. I could never do it. I could never get that extra roll like with my hip. I'm like, my hip would cramp and all of a sudden I'm like,
So it's when it's like it happens so fast and there's nothing you can do. Yeah. And it's like your shoulder either rips or
so one of my all-time favorite fights was Nate Diaz versus Gomi, right? I was at that fight in Vegas. It was Pride. We had the first Pride fight in the United States. I'm sorry, not Nate.
Yeah,
Nick Diaz versus Gomi. They blocked every punch with their face. And that dude, I don't even know what the choke was called. Next thing you know, he's on the ground. Gomi jumps on him. And Gomi's tapping, or he's asleep, and Nick's got his shin in the guy's throat, and he's got
Peruvian
his shin.
necktie. You had him in a Peruvian necktie.
Oh yeah, absolutely, one of the greatest chokes I've ever seen. I'm like, how did he have the wherewithal and the brain power that beat up to see that and throw that? It was pretty special. Still, I think that's the greatest fight to ever take place. Nick Diaz Gomi was absolutely insane. Absolutely.
Probably one of the top 5 characters in all of fighting too.
Well, yeah, then Gomi ends up winning that fight because they said Diaz was so high. he was so high that they could basically said he was numb to pain, so it counted as a performance enhancer.
I think they had to like retest
I'm like, bro,
him.
If you're that high and you still can think clear enough to throw the Peruvian necktie, bro, you win. You get extra points. You get a bonus.
That was a great fight.
You should have got paid by whoever got him high.
That was a great fight.
Hey, you know what? They were reckless. They're still reckless.
I mean, what would you rather, Jared? Are you a knockout or a submission?
Oh, I think I'm a knockout guy. So I mean, I respect the submissions when they're at high level like that. Just because, obviously training jiu-jitsu as well, knowing that I always say jiu-jitsu is a
pajama wrestling. Me too.
It's like passive aggressive, right? It's like very, very passive, very, very. You have to be calm and make subtle movements, right? And then know when to explode. So it's a game of patience and attrition, where I don't know. It's just something about when you hit somebody and it's like hitting a home run or hitting the golf ball in the sweet spot. When you splinter someone's chin and they disappear, I don't know. Something about it. Now, like I said, from the technical side of things, jiu-jitsu is amazing, and I've been choked out a lot. So I get it. And jiu-jitsu is a great equalizer, right? You saw it back when the UFC didn't have weight classes. I mean, what Hoist Gracie was doing to remember that Hoist Gracie chemo fight? And chemo beating the tar out of him. Next thing you know, he's asleep on the mat, and you're just like, what is that? This little dude just annihilating people. So I got a lot of respect for jiu-jitsu in that level, but I think if I'm looking at it just as an art form, right? I love I love the full roundedness. I hate when I see an MMA fight that just is a boxing match, right? I also hate when I see an MMA fight that is just, you said lay and pray type deal. I want to see all skills being utilized at very high levels. But still, I'm a knockout guy. Watching someone go to sleep, you're like, because there's no, like, you can't dispute it, right? You can, even tapping, you're making someone quit. So tapping is very humiliating, right? But you can go back and watch film like, oh man, I had this fight until I got into a bad position. When you get slept, you're like, well, it's a lot harder than my face can handle.
Well, that is a good question. What's better, putting somebody to sleep or making them quit?
Saying uncle, right?
Huh.
Yeah,
I think as
Mr. Miyagi was around, I'd ask him. It'd be a great question for him.
Alex, you're the professional fighter, former professional fighter. What would you rather have happened to you?
I never got knocked out. I did tap to Anthony Pettis. That's not my.
That's why I said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, that was. That was.
Remember, I was like, "Hey, watch out! Don't let him put you in the triangle." Oh, look, guess who's in the triangle?
I know.
Who's in the? Stop being in the triangle. That was my cornering, Fred. hey, he's choking you out. There it is.
Turns out Anthony Pettis is pretty good.
He was pretty good. He was pretty good.
Turns out he had the title after the next fight.
When you're jumping off the fence and punching people in the face and like they know it's coming, you still can't stop it.
I think you know what I liked, almost a TKO, because like the knockout is fantastic. So how about this? How about a TKO? Because that's a combination of both, is when you're in just a dominant position and you're just smashing a guy and he quits. Because I used to love that. You can feel when somebody quits. When you got pressure on them and they're fighting back, and then all of a sudden their body just kind of gives a like, you can feel the will literally leave their body. And then that's when you turn it on, even if you're not landing the punches. So I think that's kind of the best of both worlds, is you TKO somebody as they're quitting. So you kind of get
tap by strikes, right? A tap by strikes,
tap
so to
by
speak.
strikes.
I want to say, as much as I'm a fan of the knockout, if you get knocked out, you can be like, at least I went out on my shield.
Yeah.
When you have to make a conscious decision to quit,
or your coaches stop the fight because they're so concerned about you.
But that shows heart, right? At least you're not quitting.
But you feel like, I mean, does it feel like you're letting your team down on that kind of situation?
I would lose my mind if that ever, but in that.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that rule though, because when you got alpha males like that, when you got, legit warriors battling, and Alex better than anybody, there's guys that aren't going to quit.
Nope.
Right. There's and even in a sport of insanely tough, I say that anybody that steps in the octagon, hats off, you're a tough guy, in my opinion. But then there's levels of toughness, right? And some people, you got to just stop them from hurting themselves.
Yeah.
And the other side isn't going to stop just because you're hurt, right? So I'm a big fan of the rule of the corner, especially those people in your corner supposedly should have your back. They want you to win more than anybody. And if they deem you unfit to continue, I mean, you got to look long term at some point as well.
That's why I'm such a hypocrite, because I as a fighter, when I'm fighting, I would lose my mind if that ever happened to me. But if I was a corner man, I'd do it in a heartbeat to stop the fight. And you're right, because it's that nobody wants to quit. Nobody wants to quit. It's like whenever somebody says like, I can't see. That's kind of the code for stop the fight without saying stop the fight. I don't want to continue anymore.
Jared,
like,
Jared and
I'd be in the corner just knuckle deep in my
Jared in football.
My last question. Be honest now. Did you ever look for a way out? Like you said, did your nose broken and you're perfectly trying to blow your nose?
No, I was not kidding earlier when I wanted to call timeout when Kenny Florian kicked me. I was just coming off of 2 broken ribs and he hit me clean. And the doctor, I was trying to get injections and he was like, absolutely not, because he was like, if I do this, if your rib punctures your lung, you won't feel it and you'll die. And when he kicked me, normally when you get the wind knocked out of you, it's like you get some breath. He kicked me and I was like, I could not breathe. And I'm backing up, holding my ribs, thinking like I'm on the doctor's table going, if you puncture your lung. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And then he came bull rushing at me and I locked him up and I put him up against the cage. And I remember him like, dude, Cecil Peoples was the ref yelling like, fight out of there. And I'm thinking to myself, no chance am I letting go of this right now until I got my win back. But if Kenny had just kind of separated and just touched me to the body or flicked my nose, I would have been done. And even after that, John McCarthy came up to me at the Hard Rock, in which not many people know this story, but I took it. It was like one of the best compliments I ever had. And he pulled me aside and he was like, I've done a lot of these fights. And he was like, that's one of the toughest, like the best display of toughness I've ever seen. He was like, I can't believe that fight didn't get stopped. He's like, I can't believe you didn't even go down. And I was like, then
there was the elbow that split your nose in that fight as well.
Yeah.
That was great. That was a good fight. That was an insane fight. I would encourage people to go watch that fight because even though we're talking about how bad you were doing, you were actually winning that fight until
until the
nose.
until I
the
lost.
nose went to
I was winning
Did
until
you
I
win
lost.
that one?
Isn't that the
No, he lost that one. And were you guys fighting at 185 at that time?
No, we were at 170 for that fight.
Yeah.
But that was my first loss. And when they stopped the fight, the crowd was booing. When I left the cage, I got a standing ovation. And I remember Randy Couture being in my locker room, being like, "Hey, man, listen to that crowd." When you walked out of there, he's like, "Winning isn't as good as everybody thinks, and losing isn't as bad." And that's when I realized, like, you know what I mean? Like, there are some losses.
Well, it's respect, right? At some point, fighting is the ultimate respect sport.
But the nose, I mean, that didn't even hurt. I mean, it sliced me wide open. My nose almost fell off my face. But the kick was way worse. The nose, I didn't even know it happened until my mouth started filling up with blood. And then he celebrated. He put his arm in the air, and his elbow was covered in blood. And I was like, "Oh, crap." And I just went like throwing haymakers trying to end it. And when they stopped, everybody was just like, "Wait, well, man, that doctor stoppage, were you mad?" And I was just like, "No." Like,
did you see my face and my ribs?
Yeah.
Did you see this? Oh, all right. Give us a quick update. Then we can wrap this thing up. Let us know. Talk about the foundation. Tell everybody what we're doing. I say it enough. Just kind of give us a quick synopsis of how many projects we've done, what we're doing, and how people can get involved and be a part of this. And then we will get to the Mullet Champ winners here.
All right. Yeah, Jared Allen's Home Wounded Warriors. Listen, it was all Jared's idea. He was touched by going overseas and coming home, and just said to himself, "I need to do something more." Came up with the idea. So we build handicap accessible homes. The veterans get to, I think what separates us is the veterans get to decide where they want to live, because it's not up to us to tell them, what school district their kids are going to take part in. If you want this to be their forever home, it has to be up to them. So they get to pick where they want to live. We purchase the land. They get to sit down with an architect and design their home specifically to their needs. We're not cookie cutter, like, "Hey, pick one of these 3 floor plans," because every injury is different, whether it be paralysis, double leg amputee, losing an arm, blindness, every size of family. So like you really have to do custom homes. We've done 29 projects to date. We've got 5 active projects going on right now. We build all over the country, really life-changing things. You get to make a tangible difference. We don't just come to people and ask for money and remind them every quarter or every year that they, if they want to contribute. You get to come to our homes, you get to participate, you get to see the difference that you're actually making. You get to meet the veterans. It's almost like going to an NFL game and you get to meet the players after every game. You don't get to do that. You sit in the stands, you go home. With us, some organizations, you just make a donation, you never see where your money goes. With us, it's almost like the UFC. Like, you get to go to the hotel, sit in the lobby, you get to meet the fighters as they're coming, back from the arena and stuff like that. It's a really intimate type of thing. You can contribute to the foundation. Go to the website. It's www.jah4ww.com. It's just an acronym for Jared Allen's Home Wounded Warriors. And every donation is we take with the same, whether it's Nana giving $10 or a corporation giving 6 figures. It all goes to the same place. People give what they can, and we respect each penny that comes into. We always say this, Jared, you don't have to wear a uniform to serve your country. We never served our country, but this is always a way to give back. So we welcome everybody to participate, and we'll keep doing this as long as there's a need.
And we got some groundbreaking news right now. The first 3, the kids Mullet Champ winners are in the kids division.
All right.
They're in.
They're in.
Brad, I'm going to let you do the honors, since you were the one that actually served this country. You get to announce the winners, and we'll put the graphic up here.
I love it. Okay, so this is
and just so you know, each category, teen or child or kid, teen, adult, each get $10,000.
And this, they also were raised money, and then you guys had judges who tell me about the judging process.
Yeah, who's the celebrity judges?
Oh, great! Yeah, so here's how the process works, right? So the contest gets put on. It's you go through the rounds via votes and stuff like that, and we got all sorts of things on the back end that can track to make sure there's no fraudulent voting or anything like that. And then every dollar raised, so part of the voting is how much money is raised for the foundation, right? But every dollar raised goes directly to the foundation. Mullet Champ does not take any cut of that. And then there's the voting process. So I'm one of the judges. Aaron Plessinger, he judges for recently. I can't. You know what? I know I heard there might have. I think it's Sea Boys. I think that's the correct moniker. Is a big podcast out. I think they jumped on and they're doing some judging for us as well. So basically, then we go through and, for me, I'll judge it based on first appearance, your mullet story, and then your front, your back, and your side, right? And on a scale of 1 to 10. And so the judges' scores plus, all your votes and money raised all gets put into some algorithm that I'm not smart enough to know. And we produce the outcome. So, I'll be honest. I don't think I ever give anybody less than a 7. Just because if you're in the finals, if you're in the top 25, your salad's pretty tight. But you get those 8, 9s, and 10s. I'm pretty picky. I like to see flow, like continuity. I want to see a good blend, right? I want to see something that can transcend atmospheres. I want you to walk into a flat Earth convention and then walk right over to the NASA, boardroom and fit in everywhere. That's what I want. I want to see it all.
The top 3
who's been to the ice wall.
Yes. And then I want you to climb the ice wall. That's what I want. I want your ball to climb the ice wall
and fight the aliens after you've proven
fight the aliens.
And prove that we landed on the moon for America with a mullet. So we've got the top 3 in. These are fantastic mullets for kids, and they're hailing from Kansas, Oklahoma, and Wisconsin.
You gotta love that there's an Okie in there.
Oh, and actually, real close where I grew up. So coming in at 3rd place, raising $9,244 and some change, with 874 votes, a total judges score of 141 from Andover, Kansas. Congratulations to the 3rd place finisher, Gabriel Giefer. Hope I said that right, Gabriel, but
Giefer maybe?
Giefer, Giefer.
I'm gonna lie. In my opinion, all 3 of these could have been interchangeable. These are phenomenal.
So this mullet, his mullet is like, it's kind of tapered right there by the side, like he's got more of a little trim around his ear, and then it
stops hard. You'll see when we put the graphic up. You'll definitely see it. But you know what? It's styled well. I think it fits his personality. Cute little kid there. A lot of these guys name their mullets too, which is always fun.
And here's the big part. This kid popped his collar.
So, you see, I saw that too.
He popped his collar.
He's got some stripes going on the side.
I'm a big fan of that now.
Yeah, I'll put it up. Like I said, we're gonna put the graphic up, but you can see what we're looking at here, kind of here.
Yeah, that is something else right there. That's a good looking mullet, young man.
Yep, those are our 3.
Coming in 2nd from Edmond, Oklahoma, which is right down the road from where I grew up in Jones, Oklahoma. He looks like a strong Okie, getting $4,847 and some change raise, a total judges score of 124, 1,758 votes. Slade Smith is your 2nd place finisher.
That's just a championship name.
Mm-hmm.
Slade.
I feel like all these kids, if you to get
Slade
this Smith,
that's got to be a made up name, right? Slade Smith.
I figure all these kids can go by just one name, like Prince, Madonna, they've earned it. You're just Slade.
Your name like Slade. First of all,
Slade.
What's up, Slade?
That Gabriel.
What's your name?
Gabriel?
Slade.
Yeah.
Let me describe this photo for those who are listening on the audio side. Slade is rocking devil horns, wearing a Def Leppard shirt that looks like a leopard, like actual leopard on there.
It does have a leopard on. How about
on
that
there.
shirt? Def Leppard with a leopard.
He's got a jean pants on, or jeans on, with a hole cut out in the knee area, and he's got some sunglasses that looks like he might
Pit
be
Vipers to me.
BMX rider, and his hair is just flowing.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, and he's on the hood of a car like Patrick Swayze, freaking.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say that's got to be a Trans Am. It's got to be a Trans Am. You can't see it in the
I
photo.
was going Mustang. I thought it was a Mustang. Like,
to be honest with that orange, I'm actually thinking it's a GTO. I'm
Could be.
in my heart, it's a Judge. It's a GTO Judge, right? But I
Mhm.
don't see a hood scoop, you know. But yeah, I mean that's. Or what if it's just like an old school Oldsmobile?
It could be, yeah. You know, the windshield wipers make me think it's, you know, 70s.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So the thing that really makes this hair come together for me is the spike. He's got the spike going on.
Yeah, see, he's got good continuity. I really believe. I like his continuity for sure.
And of all the kids that are posted here, he's the one most likely to be a wrestler, I think. He's getting in some backyard tussles.
I could see that. I could see that for sure.
And he's winning.
Oh, 100% winning.
All right, so our first place winner from Phillips, Wisconsin, with raising a little over $3,800, a judge's score of 143 with 2,069 votes. Colton Gall, first place.
This is Colton.
Congratulations, Colton.
Right. Pretty strong name too.
I'm not gonna lie, he was one of my favorites. I mean, this dude. He's just rocking the American flag overalls with no shirt on underneath. I mean, just crushing it. Just crushing it.
And he's got, I don't know if it's natural or if he's got this done, but that hair's long and it's got curls.
Got a lot of curl. I'm hoping it's just a humid day there in Wisconsin, and that's natural curl. Because if it's product, I might deduct a point or two. But I mean, I remember judging this kid. It was on point. He was crushing it. He was crushing it for sure. All three of them. Congratulations. I mean, just the amount of money raised, we can't say thank you enough to these three, all of our contestants, but these three were crushing it. And congratulations, Colton. And guess what? $10,000 prize money coming your way, my friend.
And Jared, how about this? I got an idea. Phillips, Wisconsin. It's a 3-hour drive. But I mean, why can't we have the kids winner come out to key ceremony or the framing ceremony for?
That's done and done. Done and done.
You know, he gets sick.
We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch, buddy. And just hot off the press too, not to discard the kids thing. We got the teen winners just came through.
The teenagers are in.
Just sent them to Fred.
Your teenager mullet champions are here. And we're going to start at third place from Ladonia, Missouri, raising around $1,900, a judge's score of 103, 1,084 votes. Chasen Sachs.
Ooh, right on, Chasen.
Third place. Now let's describe this mullet here a little bit. He's wearing a T-shirt that has a picture of somebody in it, but you can't see it.
I think it's himself. It is a picture of himself.
I like that.
Okay. I was hoping it would be another mullet.
Here's my. I mean, this thing is. Chasen, you're crushing it, bud. But again, I would like to see a little bit more like professionalism up front. You know what I mean? I want. I guess it's got to transcend spaces here.
You could make the argument too that his hair is more of the '80s band style.
100%. It is definitely '80s mullet for sure.
A glam rock band vibe.
Yeah. See, sometimes the back can get too long because it's not balanced properly, right? I mean, we're splitting hairs here, no pun intended.
But that's a good mullet, though, Jared.
It's fantastic. I mean, that's why he took third. I mean, it's fantastic. And at that age, he can't be more than what, like 13, 14, maybe 15 at most.
He's up.
That hair is. I mean, that hair is down to dang near past your chest. I mean, that thing's cranking. That thing is cranking.
Well, our second place finisher comes from Key West, Florida. And if you've ever been to Key West, Florida, you know they've got some mullets around there with the cats.
I've never been to Key West.
Me neither.
Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of six fingered cats there in Key West.
Oh, okay.
Whole lot of. You have to go check out the Hemingway Distillery while you're there.
Okay.
So he's from Key West, Florida. Judge's score of 121, 1,481 votes, raised a little over $2,600. This kid's got a nickname, Kane Hurricane Grissinger, second place.
Rocking the old school. Is that a Warren Moon, like Oilers jersey?
That is a Warren Moon Oilers jersey. That's got to give you some bonus points. In my opinion.
That's definitely some bonus points. That dude, I'm not gonna lie. That flow is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's even look at the little. He's got the part down the side with little comb over. I mean, he's crushing it. He is crushing it.
Yeah, I would say too. Like, this is a kid that I would say let's check his birth certificate to make sure he's a teenager.
You know what? I was actually thinking the same thing. I'm like, he's looking like he could probably legally buy cigarettes.
Yeah, he may actually have voted. In the last.
Which I guess that's still
elections.
in the teen. That still counts as teen. So what am I talking about? What am I talking about?
I think you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes
over
now,
here.
right?
I'm speaking nonsense. So
no, you have to. I think you have to be 21.
They're definitely that dude's getting served. When he pulls up to the shrimp shack down there in Key West, they're serving him without cards. That's all I'm saying.
He's known in these parts as the kid who can buy.
You don't have a nickname like Kane Hurricane Grissinger without knowing your way around town.
He's probably a bouncer already. Telling
yeah, of course he's a bouncer. Look at him. I mean, he looks like he's starting Roadhouse. I mean, goodness. Get an ID check. Good job, Kane. Proud of you.
Good job, buddy.
Keep it up, buddy.
That's a good one. All right, coming in. Oh, we got someone from your home state, California, your hometown of Fremont,
if I remember correctly, which I think I do, I think we have a back-to-back winner.
Yeah. We've got a judging score of 136, votes 1,640, amount raised a little over $500, coming in from Fremont, California. Your first place winner in the teenage division, Mason Padilla.
John Mason. Representing the Bay Area. You know what? The Bay Area needs more mullets. That's just what it is.
And this
Mason,
kid,
great job, buddy. And again, I believe he was our winner last year in the teens division as well. And man, he's got good fade. You're just looking at the side of that thing, like it just blends well back. He's got a nice little comb over. Like I could see him. He's definitely going into class, giving himself a PowerPoint presentation, right? And then walking away, shaking his head as he just dominated. And his teacher's like 100%, like just baffled, like, oh my gosh, this kid is just ever present, And
let's be real too. He's got the mullet of three people. Like if he was like at a party and say, hey, someone needed to borrow a mullet, like he could cut some of that off, and still have a rockin' mullet.
I think if he took that down to the shoulder length, it might even enhance it more. I mean, I might be like, wow, like I didn't think you could be like the golden child of mullets over here.
I'm gonna say too,
nice.
Alex, I like the simplicity of his photo. So he's got a nice wood grain backdrop, so he's probably up against a fence or a barn. A blue shirt on, just kind of looking away, good light on him, and that mullet's the mullet shines, and it's not the decor.
Shines,
you get
right?
to see the mullet.
And you could tell he's a teenager. You could tell he's a young man.
Yeah.
He's a young boy, for sure. Like, again, Kane, not 100%. He's borderline. I mean, we definitely need a birth certificate check to make sure this kid is a teenager.
Daniel Monte of the
100% young teenager. 100%. Who was the kid in the Little League World Series? That had like a full-blown mustache from like Venezuela. Remember that kid? There's no way this kid's 12.
Daniel Monte.
Like 17.
Yeah. Daniel Monte. Yeah, the Daniel Monte of the mullet competition.
All right. Let me see if we got the adult one off the press yet. Let's see if I got the adult one yet. Oh, hot off the press. The adult one is in.
All right.
Here we go. Send it your way, Fred. Hold on.
All right, here we go.
Sending it your way. Fred's become our unofficial official spokesperson for US Mullet. Oh my gosh. I'm absolutely loving some of this.
Oh man.
This is fantastic.
This is
the
winner's photo. Nice. The winner's photo. It's a little much.
This is nice. The winner's photo is the best. And he's rocking the shower shoes. Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's go. Let's start with our third place, raising a little over $2,000, a judge's score of 137 with 961 votes, hailing from Fayetteville, Arkansas, the home of the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
In third place This can't be his real name. Capo Mule.
What? Why do I feel like this guy's in witness protection? And I'm loving it. I mean, are you? This is a movie. This is like a movie moniker. This is like,
yeah. I was thinking WWE kind of thing.
Yeah, this is no way that mustache and like this is real. Oh, I mean, with a name like Capo Mule, you transcend time. I think he's a time traveler. I can we get this dude on for our Montauk project?
Yeah, we'll see.
Corner? I mean, my goodness,
maybe he knows things.
He's got to look at that. I mean, I feel like I'm looking at Chuck Norris.
He's got Chuck Norris vibes.
For, you know what I'm saying? Like circa maybe early 90s Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Ain't gonna lie, he's got the Chuck Norris vibes.
I mean,
all right.
I'm not sure how he didn't take I mean, you look at his judges score. Clearly we loved him. The judges loved him.
I will say, look, the photo has got a lot of pop to it. It's nice.
Can't really see, it's hard to see the mullet though. I get it. It's hard to see the hair. Yeah, I want more, especially in a feature photo, right? The feature photo, I want to see like a good
side action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tyler Reynolds takes second in the adult competition.
Well done, Tyler. Well done. Well done.
I want to say this one feels the most real to me. This guy's not doing this for the competition.
It's the most authentic.
Yeah,
he's 100% the most authentic.
I think he doesn't even know he was in the competition. I think his friends just took that picture of it and submitted it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. You and Fred are onto something there.
Right.
I'm like, who signed the consent form?
Right. And just so you know, the prize is $10,000 if they try to cut you short on it.
Gary, well, I mean, I'll tell you,
it is what it is, buddy. That's why it's a contest, and that's why we have procedures.
He was edged by a gentleman in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the vote totals. Look at the vote totals he got. Ohio representing right now.
75 votes, and that's
a lot of votes.
It's a lot of votes. And this man is laying down with his feet up, wearing sandals. Those aren't just sandals.
Those are shower shoes.
Those are shower shoes.
Those shower shoes in a field of like dandelions.
Yeah. And he's got his hands cupped around his face like that.
And you remember that meme that was like, "What you thinking about?" You know what I'm talking about? That's what this dude's. Oh, that's how he got so many votes. He just peered into people's soul.
It's like,
you know what I mean? He was just like, you look at him like, that's a kind man. That is a kind man doing a good thing.
That's a senior picture from like 1987.
I'm gonna vote for him. The shower shoes. Like if he was wearing boots, I'd be like, nah, he's trying too hard. The shower shoes, that sets it off for me.
He's also the guy in the Friend Network that does the dares. Like, you know, so if there's something that you want your friend to eat just to see if he'll eat it, I feel like this is the guy, you know?
And he decided to put the pit vipers on top of his head. Like, I'm going to class this photo up. Let me remove the sunglasses.
Oh my gosh.
I want people to see these.
I see that now. Yeah. He's got some good pearly whites though. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like he should have like a piece of straw hanging out of his mouth maybe or something.
This will end up on a t-shirt at some point.
This is great.
He really rocked it. And he's coming from Cincinnati, Ohio, your first place winner, your grand champion on the adult side, Brandon Elliott. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Brandon. Congratulations. You know what? I'd say get yourself some new shower shoes with the prize money, but I'll be honest, the shower shoes they're nice. They're on point. Well
I
played.
mean, that could be what put him over the edge.
I'm not gonna lie. I just have to say, all three divisions crushed it.
Yeah,
crushed it. I mean, any one of them could have been interchangeable. Kids division's always the best, right? Always the most fun because they're just little kids. They're so cute. But well done.
How long does it take to grow a mullet? Like, you know, for Alex and I, if we're wanting to jump into this mullet life, how long is it going to take us to grow it?
Solid year. Right, you got to go through. Right around that 4 or 5 month stage, you start getting through the awkwardness. Right, you got to get it to where you got to figure out like. So I mean, this haircut, mine was down to here, but then, I went to the wrong person to get it trimmed up, and see how now it's starting to poof. So I'll have to go and do some shaping. You're constantly shaping it, and then so you got to get it long enough to where probably around that 6 months time, that's when you cut the sides. Right, you got to cut them up. get a little neck music going on. And then you guys got to figure out how naturally it's going to shape and fold. Like mine gets puffy, so I got to constantly bring it back in. Run some thinning shears around the back every now and then.
Now, can you go to
it's a balance?
Do you
it's
have
a
to
balance.
get like a stylist to do it? Like you got to get.
Yeah, you got to get the right person. It's a balance of trying to keep it long. Like I said, I had my was longer, and then it got a little thick. So they ran some, and I went to the wrong person. They ran some thinning shears. There's different styles of how to cut it, and now I got this versus length. So
sounds like someone's getting fired.
6 months to a year, but you can see some results in 6 months. You got to get through the awkward phase, and then it's after that year phase you really start understanding the shape and style. Then it just kind of then it's just a lifestyle.
All right. Well, what do you say, Alex? You want to do the mullet challenge?
No. I would, but I don't want there to be a conflict.
Game over.
I can't have there be a conflict of interest with the charity.
That sounds pretty lame to me, Jared. That sounds weak sauce.
Super weak sauce. That's lame. He's just saying that because he's bald as all can be.
Yeah, I'm bald. I can't do it. Listen, I volunteered to get on a bull.
Fred, the minute I met you, I was like, this dude had a rat tail or a mullet.
Yeah, I've had mullets several times. I had one during the pandemic. I grew it out. It was beautiful. And I was going to interview Peyton Manning in New Orleans, and my mother-in-law pulled me aside, and she said, "You need to cut that hair for Peyton Manning." It was a very awkward moment for me.
Yeah, right. Like
she's like, "You need to show him respect with and not have that hair."
You're like, I am. I was like, having this hair. Like I am. I'm respecting him by having this hair.
Look, if that woman can ask me to do anything, and I'll do it. She's awesome.
Clearly, you don't have a mullet anymore.
Yeah, it was just for Peyton. I think I'm okay now. So I
freaking love it. I
love bring it back. I might bring it back.
You should.
But that's going to do it for this week's episode. Congratulations to the mullet winners. And everyone, make sure you go check out Alex. Alex, do you want to share your social media so people can get in touch with you?
Yeah, I don't have social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's your mail address so they can just send you random stuff?
Yeah. We'll make an Instagram up. Check out Alex on it. Check out Alex at the Homeschool Warriors website.
Yeah, that's
there we go.
JAH4WW. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. That's all of it right there. That's
okay.
Yeah, please.
Awesome. But everyone, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell a friend. This is Fourth and Neat. Another great episode. Next week, we got Eric LeGrand coming on, going to talk to us about his journey and everything he's been through. But that's going to do it for this week. Jared, cheers.
Cheers. Appreciate you.
No, thanks for having me. This is great.